one and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black.
Today we're gonna have a meeting about Oprah. We're gonna have a discussion about Oprah Winfrey
How you
today.
doing?
Yeah, I don't know, Oprah. How you doing? How you doing, Oprah? So, you know Taraji P Henson, right? You know her. She's in The Color Purple, and she was Cookie on Empire, and she was Proud Mary, and she was in you know, It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp. What was that? Hustle and Flow. She was in Baby Boy. She was in you know, Taraji. You know, Taraji was in Hidden Figures. You know, Taraji P Henson was nominated for an Oscar for the Benjamin Buttons movie. She was amazing in that. So she's out on the tour, which I imagine she's not being paid for, because I feel like that's how they roll. Like, you just got to be out on tour, show up wherever on your own dime, because that's what they told Monique, right? Monique was like, nah, you ain't paying me. I already did the acting. If they either gonna nominate me, they either gonna give me the award or they not. No, you got to go out. You got to pay. You got to come to France. She was like, I ain't got France money. I got children. No, what y'all not gonna do? And then they were like, blacklist. You'll never work in this town again. She won the Oscar, did not get the $1 million roles after that, even though she can act her face off. This horror movie that she did recently that I did not see coming, The Reading, I was like, yo, Monique is that chick. And let's not even get into the Parkers and Home Talk Show and all that. Yeah. So she said some things during that time that, you know, A, she's not getting paid what she deserves, and B, there's an unreasonable expectation to do these things and you're not getting paid for it when you already don't get paid enough anyway. Right. So Taraji mirrored the same sentiment. It landed different for some of y'all. I heard the same thing. When Monique, when I interviewed her, I was like, yes, I agree with you. I was always like, Monique is not wrong. Even though people were telling her, you know, she should just do it anyway. Other people don't have to do it anyway. You know, it seems like other people get to have their moments of appreciation, both monetary and otherwise, right? So Taraji's out on tour for The Color Purple, which I think I might see on Christmas Day. And I'm gonna play the clip again, Rob, because I want your view on this, because I haven't talked with you since then. All right, okay. Play the clip.
I'm really getting tired of Black women having the same story. It's breaking my heart. Like 20 plus in the game, it breaks my heart. It's like, every time you achieve something really incredible, it's almost like the industry looks at it as a fluke. Like, that was like some one-time thing. So you fall back to the bottom and you gotta negotiate and fight tooth and nail to get what you made the last time. Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here? We are to service each other. God is very clever. He put us on this earth and he made us all look different. He made it complicated. We need to figure it out. And we can, and we are. You have to look at the glass as half full. It's always half full.
Okay. Now, some people felt like she was, you know, when she said she had to do it, even, you know, almost didn't take The Color Purple. Like it sounded familiar. What did you take from this?
So I think she's talking about systemic issues that a lot of Black actresses and Black people in general deal with when it comes to entertainment. And then obviously like the Hollywood machine and how things are always like optically designed to look the best, but it's not always the best, you know? So like she has another clip where she talks about how much money people think she makes and then how you have to split it with everybody.
I saw that. Yeah.
And it's like, so, but when you look at the headlines, you know, it was familiar. It reminds me of sports. When you look at a headline when an NFL athlete signs a contract, they just tell you a big old number, right? And you go, man, he's so lucky, $200 million for Patrick Mahomes. And then they don't tell you only this much is guaranteed. Oh, and his agent gets this much, and then all his people, and then taxes, and by the time you get to the end of it, it's like, man, some of these guys actually end up getting what we would get working a desk job when you split it out by the time they're older. Now,
That's right.
Obviously, it's not the exact same for actors because many of them can act old, till you can act past the age of 30 most of the time, but the idea of what we think with our envy and jealousy of like Taraji, she making it, she got all the roles, she always working, we never stop and go, well, maybe she has to always be working.
That's right.
Maybe she can't stack. And then especially when you look, like I said, racial disparities and gender disparities, you start looking across the hallway at the white folks that's in the game, and the backing for them is different, like you said with Monique. And I'll take it further than Monique because I know people have misgivings about Monique and they'll try to turn it into just it's her fault. But there's a lot of actors that get nominated as the non-generic person, not the white person. I'm thinking about, there was a Corone film about a Mexican woman like 3 years ago, got nominated. Everybody on every magazine cover, oh, she's gonna be the next. I have not seen her in a role since. There's my man from Captain Phillips that did the I'm the Captain Now. That you don't see him in other roles because Hollywood likes to clap themselves on the back, like, we diversity, we did it, y'all. Oh, Gabrielle Sidibe, we different this year. And then it's like, but look at the resume, look at the offers, look at how much they work after. And that's when the truth comes out, which is, y'all like to clap yourselves on the back, but you don't actually like to put in the work and make sure these people are working. So somebody like Taraji P Henson, is important for her to speak out because she's a person you would assume, because she works so much, that everything's all good. And,
right.
She's talked about her mental health in the past, so she could be going through some things right now, and that's another thing to watch, which is, you don't get to have sick days. You don't get to have, I'm feeling depressed. When it's depressed talk, everybody got to get out there and smile.
That's right.
Because they won't nominate your movie. You won't get the Oscar and you won't get the next job. And I'm trying to stay away from personalizing it even to Oprah, because I really feel like it's an industry problem.
I agree. But Oprah's industry in this case. So you don't have to. You might want to work with her. I'm not here to serve Oprah. I'm here to serve Urban View and the family here. So I'm gonna say the things that I need to say and get them off my chest, because I feel like that's the other thing. We give coverage to people. We don't say the things, so folk never get held accountable. I was having this beautiful conversation yesterday with Tiffany Aliche, and I wanted to go in on this teacher who was, complaining about the baby coming in, and I maybe wanted to go in on the parents, and then Tiffany came in with compassion, and it really helped me see things a little bit. Like, sometimes people don't know that honey buns aren't healthy. You got to show them and not wag a finger. So maybe Oprah surrounded with people who, are always telling her she's right about things. But I feel like the video that I just saw of her they were in New York. I think they were on top of maybe the Empire State. I don't know where they were. It was cold. It was windy. It was definitely New York. Taraji's up there with the gentleman that's been on tour with them, who I don't know. And I apologize to the gentleman. I'm sorry. You must have something to do with the movie because I keep seeing you, but I don't know you. But Taraji's standing there, and then Oprah comes out. She's dancing, and she stands not next to Taraji. So Taraji inches over towards her. Oprah moves away. Taraji tries to lean in because they're taking pictures. Fantasia and Danielle come in. Oprah steps out and moves around to stand next to on the end. Danielle moves Fantasia like she didn't want to be near. The way the video looks crazy, actually. And for someone that has the wherewithal, the power, you are industry, you got a whole network, you are producing movies, it's not your first, second, you produce this. There's a responsibility, I feel like, to, even if you didn't like what Taraji had to say, you still out here promoting this movie too. You get this woman that love and respect that she deserves, because she apparently acted her ass off in it, sang her ass off in it, and this is your movie, so you shouldn't even create the illusion. And I feel like you're going to be 70. You have enough wherewithal to know that people are watching you in every single thing that you do. She does know this is being scrutinized. I would be extra with hugging Taraji and bringing her close to me, because there's not going to be any dissension, at least out there in the world, for people to be able to pick on. And then Taraji had to release a statement. So I know something went down. So I'm gonna talk about that too. 866-801-8255. And what's our responsibility? You know, I'm team Taraji. I'm team anybody that got to work their ass with the talent to fight for their humanity. To fight. I just had to have a conversation today with somebody trying to play in my face, and I said, let me tell you, what we're not gonna do is back and forth. Because you know my value, I know my value. We're not going to negotiate this. This is what it is. It is what it is. Either you can do it or you can't. Find somebody else. But I'm not haggling with you over my talent. I'm not haggling with you over my humanity. We're not going to do that. So that's on you. Here's the number. And it is what it is. This was what value, and it's fair. And you know it's fair. So that's it. I'm not arguing. I'm not. And they admitted that. But I was like, what kind of mentality is it for you to come into a situation where you know, is it just, I'm just trying to get as little as I can to pay you when you know what the value is to you? Like, you're going to give it. I mean, I don't get that.
I would be interested in knowing like the timing of everything, because I feel like part of the issue for me, especially with social media, is that confirmation bias is so heavy, and seeing stuff out of context,
that's true.
It's easy to run with. And so I read.
So you want to know when this video happened?
Yeah, like when did she?
Maybe Oprah did this, and then Taraji was like, "This too much. I can't be getting shunned like this in public. I'm gonna say what I need to say." It could
be that. You know, the statement. Obviously, you know, I take people at their word with the statement. And the way she said that, you know, Oprah is a real one and reached out and all this stuff. It made me feel like, okay, well, confirmation bias is a mug, because if you already don't mess with Oprah, it don't really matter what Taraji says. Like, it's this is fake too. You don't mean that.
That's true. That's true.
So it's no way to win when you're in that position. I know Oprah's fought those fights too for herself and others when it came to making the way for Black women. So it's all messy. It's none of it's clean.
There was a clip of Oprah and Gayle talking about what she got for The Color Purple, and she's like, I would have done it for free. You know. And I feel like it's like Ozempic. So let me just say, speaking of Ozempic, I think Oprah might have something to do with Ozempic too. But and I know she got overstock gathered up when they tried to be O.com. She was like, not on my watch. They asked over there now with Bed Bath & Beyond. They was like, we giving up the O altogether. But I feel like, you know, I was having this conversation with a doctor today that because he's on Ozempic, and he was like, my wife is like, this is cheating. I had to work. I had to be in the gym. And you just are dropping weight. I can't stand you. Like, he's fighting like his wife is mad. And I was like, how many people out there mad at people who are dropping weight because of Ozempic or Wegovy, because your ass is in the gym and you had to lose weight? You know, the doctor told you and you went and you did all of this stuff and they're just getting a shot and you mad about it. I feel like some of this is there too. I work for nothing to do something I love. She said, that's how you know when you love something. No, I could love something. Pay me what I'm worth. I'm sorry. Right. Just because I love something. Yes, I would say I have come in here for free. Right. I worked on these airwaves, but it wasn't going to be forever. Yeah. It was like,
and I mean, technically, it could. Oprah, it's been a long time ago for Oprah for those days. So she may have done those days early and put in her time, and is like, now she's so privileged she can say like, I would do it for nothing. But if you notice, what she said was I would, meaning she didn't, because she ain't, like, in a way she still, and I think a lot of people feel this way as creatives, you still feel like there's a responsibility. It's not you're just paying me. I want my money for me. Don't get me wrong. But I know that if I start giving away this work for free, the next Black person gonna have to be looked at to give it away for free. So I definitely, understand everybody doing it. I think transparency is the only true honest way to fix this, which is everybody on the set sharing their money. Like, and nobody want to talk about that, but that's real. Right. It should be happening in your offices. I know they got rules against it, man. I know the places I work, they started a Slack, and that was just the employees, and it was like, this is what I'm getting, so look, go get your bread, and I think that's the only way it's gonna work. And I don't think it doesn't really matter whose company it is or who's at the helm, because there's some Black businesses that have done people dirty, it's some white businesses that have done people dirty, and a lot of these businesses are still in capitalistic America. So capitalism is all about exploiting the underclass, the undervalued. So you're very few times you're going to get these ethical companies. It's going to mostly end up being like, pay people as little as possible to do as much work as possible so we can make as much money as possible. Right. And Hollywood is no exception to that. Don't ever buy that hype.
Hollywood is ground zero, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Next to America as an institution and a corporation, Hollywood is second to, like, let's get as free cheap labor as possible. 866-801-8255. And they could all kick rocks. F that. There's no Hollywood without the actors, singers, dancers, writers, producers. Not producers. Let me put them over there. Directors.